What's going on, guys? It's your boy Neeks, and I'm back with some Manchester United transfer news. The Premier League and European football may be on hold for now, but the news around Man United never ceases. Yes, Manchester United are linked to the £45 million defensive midfielder from Borussia Mönchengladbach, Dennis Zakaria. And he's been somewhat pulling up some trees in the Bundesliga this season. Mönchengladbach are in a title fight for that Bundesliga title. They are just 6 points off Bayern Munich at the top of the table. And he's been one of the stars. He's played majority of their games this season. 23 years old, Swiss international. And he's definitely one who, say one for the future, but also one for now. You know, they talk about his potential, but he's also performing at this stage in the top league. So, of course, he's going to, turn the head of potential suitors across Europe. And Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is one of them. I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, I've watched every game of him this season. No, I haven't. To be honest, I haven't. But I've seen bits of him. I've seen some. And I know that's a position that Man United need to fill. Defensive midfield is an important one. So much so that we extended the contract or signed Nemanja Matic on a new contract, a 2-year deal. And he's been very good in the last couple months or so. So it's definitely a position that we've needed. The question is, can Matic do that for the whole season? I'm going to say no. He has his limitations because of his age, because of his mobility. And in certain games, and many games to be fair, as long as he's got the right people around him, he can do that job perfectly, sitting in just in front of the defence, picking up the ball and passing it forward to the more creative players. But when it comes to certain opposition, mobile opposition, it can be difficult for him, especially if he's going to be a lone holding midfielder, to get around and make the blocks and tackles and interceptions that we need for in that position. I think it's definitely a position that we need to be looking at. And, having someone like Zakaria and Matic in that position is something that I'll be happy with going into the new season. We need to have competition for places. We're seeing at the moment in defence, especially in the fullback areas, we've got competition for places, and we're seeing improvement in performance from the likes of Luke Shaw, with Brandon Williams coming through. In the centre-back position with Maguire and Lindelof as the current first choice, but Bailly coming back from injury. And Lindelof's performances have raised since Bailly's come back, because he's returned like he never left. And Lindelof wants to keep that position. And, with options all across the squad, you expect the performances of everyone to raise because you're fighting for your place. So getting someone like him in could be very important in the future. Obviously, the question is, do Mönchengladbach want to lose him? Of course not. And they're hoping that getting Champions League football next year, which is looking more and more likely as time goes on, that could, force him to stay or persuade him to stay for another year at least. Man United themselves, we're going for Champions League football. So, the size of current Man United compared to Mönchengladbach, both playing in the top tier of European competition, you would think that should be enough to sway him. What price do Mönchengladbach want? As I said, 45 million is the figure that's been touted around. We don't know. When it comes to it, in the end, we don't know exactly what is going to be enough to accept, for the club to accept, and of course the player to accept, and what kind of vision Solskjaer sells to the player. And I'll do another video on it in terms of what Man United needs to do going forward. But the stability that Solskjaer's provided, and I guess the support that he's getting from the likes of Ed Woodward in terms of, you are our manager going forward long term, that can only be a benefit when it comes to signing players, because I think uncertainty is probably one of the worst things you can have as a player, as an employee, not knowing who your manager is going to be next season, what the direction of the club. you know, at least with Solskjaer, the current manager, whoever that made the current manager in, if you know that he's going to be here next year, it makes it that much easier to make a decision. Imagine a player's thinking, well, I want to sign for Man United, but if they get a new manager next year, does that manager want me? And that's always going to be a turn-off. So it looks like, you know, the backing that Solskjaer's been given, hopefully that can prove as a benefit with us in the transfer market going forward. But yes, as I said, Dennis Zakaria has been linked to Manchester United. We are said to be the favourites for him, and it's unlikely that he would stay in the Bundesliga if a bid comes in and is accepted in the summer from Manchester United. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that. Is that a player and a position that Man United need to strengthen, or is it really at the bottom of the list in terms of positions we should be purchasing in the summer? And if not, then what are the target positions as far as you're concerned? Hit the like and subscribe button. See you soon.